Guys, how are you? Today I wanted to share with you some baby activities that Sophie and I have been doing. Sophie's 9 months old, so that gives you a bit of a gauge about what activities are working for her. All right, let's get into it. The first Christmas activity for babies is Christmas paint mixing. So I've got some green paint, red paint, a Ziploc bag and some painter's tape. So what I did was I added red paint down one end of the Ziploc bag and green down the other end. And I tried not to mix them too much. I wanted Sophie to do that. And then I put the Ziploc bag on the window. I ended up putting that Ziploc bag in a large one because I didn't want to risk paint on the carpet. Sophie pushes at the paint, but she really tries to take the painter's tape off. So this is where the next activity comes in, Christmas bows. So I've got some contact paper, which you use to cover books, as well as these laser cut bows that I just picked up from a cheapo shop, some painter's tape and scissors. What I did first is I fixed the contact paper on the window, just in little sections so it would stay up there before putting painter's tape all around the edges. Then I put up the bows and Sophie starts pulling them down. Now if you wanted, you could do it in a Christmas tree shape, so it's like they've got their own little Christmas tree, but I didn't worry about that this year. I made this activity a couple of weeks ago and Sophie still comes up to it each day and pulls off a couple of bows. The next activity is using pipe cleaners to pull them out of a colander. So Sophie just pulls out the worms, we call them, and I put them back in again. I also made a discovery box or a Christmas busy box. So using Christmas bells, baubles, ornaments, I put the bells in a little container and a balloon. So what I did with the balloon, which she loves the most, is I blew it up to full capacity and then let a lot of the air out. So it hasn't yet popped. It just eventually loses air. And then I put them all in a fruit bowl and she pulls them out and I put them back in again. Next is a fabric ball. So Sophie has an O ball which she likes to shake. It's got little rattles in it as well as roll around, but it's got these great big holes, so I thought by putting some fabric in there she can pull it out. So I used some scrap Christmas fabric I had around the place and then used some pinking shears so that the cotton doesn't fray when she's pulling at it. Then I put the fabric inside of the ball and gave it to Sophie. She hasn't yet worked out about pulling the material out, but I only just gave it to her yesterday. So it's super hot in Australia at the moment, so we've been doing a lot of water play outside. My idea was to use some Christmas cookie cutters in the water so we could get to know the shapes of Christmas, but the only ones we've got are metal and I didn't want her cutting herself. If I had plastic or even silicone, I would have used that, but I didn't have those. But Sophie really enjoys water play. Like I said, it's summer in Australia, so Sophie's getting nowhere near a white Christmas and snow. So I decided to make a snow bag for her. So I used a large Ziploc bag, put some shaving cream in it, and then I decided to put paint, or you could use food dye, and then she just stands on it and it's all real squishy under her feet. And lastly, I've got a sensory bottle, which is just a Voss plastic bottle that I've filled with Christmas items for her to play with. Please share in the comments below, what activities are you playing with your baby that's keeping them entertained? All us mums would love to know. All right, until tomorrow, bye.